Welcome back, everybody, to episode 109 of the Lookout
109.
Podcast.
Wow.
We're here. We are late, but
Just
we
a
are
little bit.
here.
Yeah.
It's a little late, but we're here nonetheless. I'm of course Meelz, and I am here with J.G. Okotsu himself.
Yes.
What is up, bro? We've been gone since last year.
Yeah, since last year. But we
It's been
had
about a month.
Yeah, we had to take a little time off because there's a lot of things going on. We had to let the anime world reshape itself, and here we are back with some groundbreaking stuff. You know, Attack on Titan Part 2 last season. We're here, and some other fun stuff too.
Until Attack on Titan come back.
No,
I know that for sure.
Titan time had to be a go.
I ain't even want to like lollygag, to be honest with you. I don't even want to. What we took? Nah, it's Titan time, baby.
It is, man.
Groundbreaking, internet shaking.
Yeah. You've been watching too, right? Because I've been, I started the series over just for fun.
Wow, you started it over and didn't tell me?
I did start
Disgusting.
it over. Because I didn't really get far. I was mostly kind of just watching, like in passing. You know, it wasn't like a big deal.
Of course, I watched it over the entire time. Once we wrapped up our best end of the year episode,
you just started going, huh?
And I was just like, I got time to just kind of binge a lot of stuff. Because, you know, when we do our episodes, it's kind of like a week-to-week thing where we're focusing on what we need to watch for the week. If I need to watch Platinum Man, I got to get in all these Platinum Man episodes. We got to watch Digimon. I got to scan through all these Digimon episodes. We watch Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball Z, whatever. My time is dedicated to that. And then also like 8 hours of professional wrestling a week. Shout out to the A Show. So... And I'm not even sure how much like basketball you actually watch.
Too much, honestly. Too many highlights, too many oops, I missed this game. Let me see what happened.
You got a better record than us. Y'all got a better record than us. Y'all better turn up. Y'all 500. Only I could wish.
For now. Yeah. For now.
Of course, but nonetheless, yeah, I've been watching so much stuff, but I couldn't wait until Attack on Titan is back, because Attack on Titan, I think it reaffirmed it. So I was going into this kind of weekend, I was like, oh, you know, people are excited Attack on Titan's back, but I don't see the excitement until maybe like the day before, where there was like, it's tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that seems to be normal nowadays too with this type of stuff. I feel like Demon Slayer, even like we kind of spoke about this past episode, like in passing before we started the show. It's like the episode happened, and then everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's what happens in this episode." Yeah.
Oh my god! First of all, let's take a little step. First of all, let's take a little interlude for the Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer this week, I mean, you talk about episode 6. If you have not caught up with the Entertainment District arc of this show yet, please do. All 6 episodes are fire.
Yeah, great pacing. Great pacing.
Yeah,
like,
it's great pacing. It's like, especially, it's to the point where I'm watching this and I'm like, yo, did this really happen in the manga? Because this is I mean, I knew this was my favorite arc, but I was like, yo, this is lit as fuck.
It's lit, bro. I feel like they're like on volume 11 or 12 or something like that. But like, dude, this one was an all-timer yesterday, bro. All-timer. Like, it's a really good episode.
Listen, when they put in the budget, they said, yo, if this is going to be our series, you put in everything we got. Because they absolutely, I mean,
the movie money,
I know.
Movie money.
Listen, the animation, the effects, everything of the story. It took episode 19. Now episode 19 is kind of child's play, because it's kind of like, and I don't want to downplay episode 19 because it was this amazing build of everything, but like now I'm like, yo, this is really regular degular. Like,
you could tell they went for it though for this one too. Like, you know, it was, the energy of it was just different. Music,
but this is right. But this is what we've been like, you know, gushing about since we covered the first season, like last year, 2 years ago, of like, yo, the choreography in these fights, the animation in these fights, the villains aren't as like, you know, very, I mean, they're still somewhat kind of linear, but they aren't exactly like, everyone brings a new wrinkle to this entire thing, especially these Upper Moon ones. So it's just been fantastic, man.
They're killing it. They're killing it, man. I mean, I hope, you know, season 3 will come quicker. You know, I feel like they're really on to like putting themselves in a position to just really be one of the greatest of all time. But obviously, we got to see how that unfolds. But man, they're strong.
I feel like fondness might make the heart grow fonder with this one, because I feel like now I'm beginning to think like, does all the great animes take like a year or 2 off?
I mean, I think as far as visually, like the demand that like the anime fans
Mm-hmm.
have, if your shit is like top tier, which we know who they are, like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like I just think like the stuff is gonna take a while being pushed out, and there's definitely not gonna be like a every 6 month type thing. Like
Yeah.
I think that goes to show
Like
like
my hero's really the only one that kind of does that on like a yearly basis. They're like every year. I mean, this year it's a little bit longer of a break. Usually they come back every spring, or for recent seasons they've been coming back every spring. Now they're coming back in the fall this year, which
to be
is probably
fair,
rare.
I mean, I think My Hero always looks pretty good. Like as far as like a standard, like it's
agree.
always clean. Like they don't ever like I don't watch it and be like, oh, that looked bad. But like I don't as far as like some of these other ones that we're talking about, Attack on Titan, for example, which this went kind of I mean this went by pretty. We've been waiting for a
It's
while.
not long enough. It's not long enough. These episodes are not long enough.
They're not long enough. But I'm saying we waited for a while for this. But at the same time, I wasn't like, oh my God, when is it coming back? I think this is like a perfect timing. I'm like, it's cool with me. Like, I mean, waiting this long to get it is fine. But like I was saying, as far as like the new age of anime and how things should look or shouldn't look, whether they're doing a little bit of 3D, a little bit of whatever, like, yeah, I think they got to rise to the occasion now. So we'll probably see a lot more of that type of stuff going forward. That's why Dragon Ball Super, like, if we ever get it back or whatever, like, you know,
there's been rumors. I
better not see any off episodes, you know, because it's been so long. It's been so long.
There's been rumors. There's been rumors. There's been an announcement that the movie isn't the only thing coming this year. But also, I don't want it to be like superheroes or something. Yeah, superheroes, the sequel. Yeah. Crazier than before.
Super.
You know, I was watching also today. Yo, we were wild bantering, but it's okay. We've been gone for a month. And to be honest, I haven't even spoke to you much for the month itself. So we're bantering. So Euphoria's back.
Euphoria's back.
So shout out to the Overly Medicated gang, our compadres, Mark and Justin, doing Overly Medicated the show, which you can listen to.
Video.
RNC Radio Watch. They're absolutely having too much fun. But I was thinking, I was like, yo, so that comes back. It comes back. The episode is over an hour long. And I'm like, it gave me
a lot of anxiety.
But it gave me everything I needed in that hour. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt walking away from that episode satisfied and ready to go for the rest of the season. And then you see the season previews and there's like cars and drugs and probably titties.
What we need. What we need.
Yeah. So all of that going down, and I was like, yo, Attack on Titan, like for the season premiere, I ain't asking for much.
We could have took a 45-minute. Come on,
45 minutes.
Give me a 45, man. Give me a 45
minutes, man. You could have threw in a Juju Stroll at the end if you wanted to. One of those other things.
Sure, like I would absolutely accept that, man.
But absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, can I say something real quick before we actually talk about Attack on Titan?
Sure.
This is like on/off the record, but I did find a way to watch that movie, right? And that movie is cut up in a way where you can tell they're definitely gonna be episodes. I just want to tell you that, like, it's besides the point, but
I'm very aware.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, like, you know when like the scene ends and it's been like 23 minutes and like they kind of just like it's like that, and I'm like, oh,
damn, that conversation was very decisive in conclusion.
Right,
cliffhanger.
Right. You can tell.
In a movie, why is there a cliffhanger?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
No. I feel you. I'm pretty sure. I feel like, well, you know what? I haven't actually seen how the movie's been performing overseas.
It's doing well. Yeah, it's doing really well. I think American dollars, it's at like 68 million or something. Yeah.
Let me look at it.
I think it's like number 2 fastest pacing Japanese movie ever outside of Demon Slayer.
So according to AnimeNewsNetwork.com, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero film has sold 4.9 million tickets. That is 6.7 billion yen. That is $58 million in the United States in the first 15 days that it's open.
Yeah.
It is outpacing last year's highest earning film, Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon Time. In its first, 21 days, blah, blah, blah. So you know what? It's doing more than well.
Yeah, it's getting it right, man.
It's doing amazing.
It had a lot of promotion, so I mean, I'm not surprised, but yeah.
$23 million in its opening weekend. which is really good.
It's great.
For
Great for an
Christmas.
anime. Yeah. Especially Christmas.
For Christmas? Come on, man. And COVID? Come
That's
on, man.
pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's everything working against this movie, and it's still working its ass out. So, I look forward to seeing when the date's going to be for that. When would you guess? If you had to guess.
I would say like mid-spring. I think springish. I'd say like in April, May, going into the summer.
Like, let's get Omicron out of here first.
Yeah.
Let's.
Sure. I'm gotta be in theaters for it. You know, I gotta see it. But yeah, I'd say spring sometime.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Let's see.
I'm trying to think. Is that it? Like, what else has happened?
I don't know, man. Really nothing. It's been the holiday break. Yeah. Have you guys been listening to Big Eyes podcast? They've been doing their damn thing. They did their year-end episode last week for 2021. They had a very wild take, which AD surprised me with the hell out of that take. He said he's enjoying Super more than Z. I was like, yo.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was talking to Jamal about this.
Everyone's got their taste, which is amazing. It is what it is. I'm not hating. I'm not hating at all.
Manga's a crazy world right now. You know, it really is. It's interesting, man. I think everyone's kind of like waiting for something to really tap. Like, don't get me wrong, we're all reading the same stuff that we normally read because we like it, but right. I think we're all waiting for like another big moment, whatever it is coming from, whatever brand is coming from. Like, we're just waiting for that big chapter to be like, oh my god, this is what I've been looking forward to. I think like Jujutsu ended with like Megumi, you know, possibly doing his domain expansion, you know, which is dope, but everyone's just kind of like waiting for that next huge thing to happen in whatever series they're watching. So I don't know. Anime is obviously, I think, running the show right now because there's just so many things coming back. But
absolutely. Listen, man, let's just make it happen. Let's make it work. All right, maybe that's enough news now. Maybe we got to say some stuff for next week or something of the rather. Coming up next, it's Titan time, baby.
Yeah.
There's the smoke signal. Peak and Galliard tracked him down and forced him out into the open. The Founder is here. Let's pay him back for Liberio. I want that bastard dead!
Bring it on, then. Reiner!
We are back.
We are.
It's officially Titan time.
Yes.
Overall thoughts on the episode before we get into this, before we get into specifics, before we get into the nooks and crannies and all this other stuff like that. Overall thoughts on the episode. What do you think of its return to form?
Yeah, I think that it is a nice like setup episode. I thought there was enough dialogue / kind of like early action to get you going for the rest of the series. Also starting it off, the way they did, which again we'll talk about, seeing Levi and that type of thing. I mean, it's really how you want to get going because I didn't watch the last episode to get ready for this. I just kind of like started it up, and I think they did a good job, man. I mean, I wasn't really looking for like this spectacular opening of like this debut because it is still like it's just a continuation. It's just a part 2. So I actually like that they didn't separate it with some massive like thing to make it seem like a whole new season. It's not a whole new season. So the entrance is hard.
Ooh, that was definitely one of my points on this. So
it's so hard.
Let's talk about
the
opening theme. It's so metal. It is so violent.
Metal, dude. Yeah. I really liked it. But yeah, the episode's great, man. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm looking for, and it looks like what I'm gonna get after this is even better. So yeah, I'm all in.
It broke Crunchyroll again. If we needed to understand what was going on again, as soon as it came back, it was like, oh, Crunchyroll. 20 minutes in, I was like, yo, is Crunchyroll down for anybody else? I was like, yo.
I couldn't even switch seasons for a while, like trying to get to it. Like it wouldn't even let me change anything.
I managed to get it on Funimation, which held up. And then also one of my tricks has also been if Crunchyroll breaks, because this is not going to be the first time this happens, and this is not going to be the last time it happens. This half of the season. If you got Hulu, it's there. And
It is there, dog.
Hulu's pretty good with it. Like Hulu's like the second it's there, it
They
is
got the
up. It might be
manpower
even
for it.
yeah, they got more than enough that. So Hulu's definitely a great resource if you guys do not know. Overall thoughts on the episode for me, wow, a lot of blood. I was like, "Ooh, it's got bloodier. Did this get bloodier somehow? This is get more murderous intent in this or something along those lines. I didn't understand. Um, I love the opening theme. It's called The Rumbling. Very metal, very violent, very epic, very everything else. So you know what's about to go down this season, essentially. I mean, the theme is called The Rumbling. So,
so you should know.
Listen, you should know, absolutely. We come back from this thing. It's not right where we left off, but it's pretty damn close. Zeke, Levi, Hanji, Flock, the entire ordeal. We left off with essentially a thunder spear blowing blowing Levi up, blowing
my man's up, man.
Blowing Zeke up, blowing the poor horse who didn't even get a part in this thing.
Another horse dead on this show.
Another
we gotta count one day.
Yeah, man. Like, come on, man. All these horses is just no one talks about the horses and the kill count for them. However, Zeke apparently he's been smothered by a Titan. And this is rare. This is a thing because usually all these Titans go and they kill the humans themselves, and now this one is over Zeke, and I guess Zeke absorbs its like flesh and body and bones and skin and stuff. And I was like, that's kind of creepy, but I didn't know you could do that.
I'm about to say that's some new ability. I didn't know about
that. But it might be. So he talks about. Listen, he went to I guess this other world, this other dimension, where the paths, and this girl was making him out of clay or sand or whatever. And then he came back to life, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. One, he's butt ass naked.
He was butt ass naked, just talking.
He's like, yo, where's Eren? Where's my glasses?
Like, you're not a Titan right now, bro. You can see everything. Like, what the fuck going on? Bro? It's kind of embarrassing.
Oh my god! I don't know if they have extra clothes. I don't know if Flock, whatever he does. First of all, shout out to Hanji. The G is capitalized in Hanji because she's a true G for that. For that move that she pulled off there. As soon as they got distracted by the naked man standing in front of him, she dove off into the lake.
Which I kind of saw. I was like, oh yeah, for sure. They definitely gonna jump this motherfucker in the lake. Toss Levi in the water.
They were like, yo, shoot the water. Get him. I was like, it never works in the movies. It really, I don't know if it ever works in real life, but it definitely does.
They slowed the bullets, slow down immediately.
Is that how it works?
If you get hit with one, you'll probably be all right.
It goes through the medium of water and then it just starts slow motion and shit.
Yeah. Fucking science.
Oh my god. So, but you don't know. Well, listen, Levi is messed up. Levi, his whole face is messed up. His two fingers are still in the thing. He's lost 2 fingers. His 2 fingers are still in the sword thing.
I think they started the episode off with that.
Yeah. I was
like looking at fingers.
I was like, yo, that's Levi's fingers, man. You really got blown up in this thing. Like, nonetheless, we get back to the battlefield, and it's a little bit of what ended off the last part of the episode. I mean, they took like 3 minutes of it, and I was like, all right, we got to fill some time, baby. And I'm like, bro, what? Come on, 21 minutes. Y'all really should. This should really be like 40 minutes if I want to be real with you. So they took like the last 3 minutes of the last episode and put it in there, and then we get the big fight. Eren turns into a Titan. He's ready. Yeah. He stands up like he's Goku. Reiner's coming down off his thing. He's ready. He's newly improved. Therapy working, everything. He's ready to go. He's like, nah, we got to take this one. And then Eren, shout out to Eren.
Bro, they told Eren, they was like, yo, I think maybe we should like fall back a little bit. This ain't really the wave. Like, it's a lot of shit going on here. Can't you see? Eren literally just starts walking on. Bring it on. Bring that shit on.
He tries to go one on everybody.
Bring it on, my boy. That's what he said.
I don't know if he believed that people would say from similar to what happened over in Marley. Mm-hmm. But he's literally like, yo, I take them all on.
My honest opinion is he's just careless. Like,
he's always been, though.
He has always been.
That's kind of been his thing. So
not even confidence. He's just completely careless.
He's like, yo, I could just kill him with brute force and might. They're 2 Titans, but I have the power of 3 Titans. So really, I got the advantage in this situation.
Immediately get shot in the head with like this.
So we're gonna talk about. So he's trying to find Reiner and Peak at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, no, not Reiner and Peak. Sorry, Reiner and oh my god, Porco. Boom. So he's trying to fight them at the same time, and he's stronger than them individually, but he can't seem to survive against both of them at the same time. But he's managing to hold his own. Like, he's got the hardening thing, which apparently is more hard than the Armor Titan's armor, which is like, damn, like over 4 seasons, this Armor Titan.
I found him.
Listen, Armor Titan looking more like wood, man. He's not even looking like.
Cool.
I was like, cool, you sure this is steel?
Yeah, this shit ain't cool no more, man.
Oh my god. Nonetheless, so Marley's coming in. They got everything. They brought the whole shebang-a-bang. They was like, yo, we leaving no stone unturned. They brought everything. And what's interesting is they're bringing the weapons that they stole from the Mideast Alliance forces in the first episode of the season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So when they beat them all, they took all their weapons and took all their technology and like, oh, now we can use this to beat the Titans. But in my brain, I'm like, yo, wouldn't you want to create technology to defend against this Titan killing?
Yeah. That is it's a little backwards. Like, I mean, they're not going to explain nothing like that, but it's a casualty of war. I mean, you're not going to go to war with somebody and not take their shit after you beat them. You know?
Yeah, but I'm like, yo, like realistically, the entire world, we got thunder spears now. We got these bullets. We got these guns that could shoot through Titans' heads and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like, wouldn't you want to create something like, especially for the armored Titan, who apparently needs more armor?
Right. Give them more
to defend against these type of weapons, something along those lines. Have them looking like armored Mewtwo at this point.
Yeah,
like something to, because you know these weapons.
You can make adjustmts. I'm about to say you can make adjustments with these weapons. I mean, it's not like I don't know.
I guess they don't want to carry them. They don't want to carry Titan-sized things on helicopters and blimps anymore.
It's like, but don't you think that would be like the necessary step to take? Like,
I feel like it.
I don't know. Like, this is what happens when like it's
they need
a world
Bulma.
Full of people who aren't black. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we would have been figured this out, man.
Yeah, they need Capsule Corp. They need
Capsule Corp. Oh man, this wouldn't even been a series if
you'd have been in space, baby.
Yeah, Bulma would have made him take a pill or something. You know, put it in the air.
Let's see. So Shiganshina is getting messed up. I mean, all the forces of and all the parody forces are getting smoked, like not even close. Like they're like, yo, we gotta formulate a plan, and then like 4 people come off a blimp through a window and shoot them through the head and all types of other stuff. I'm like, damn, they
usually don't need to know, man.
Yo, how is it possible that these like 6 Survey Corps members who we've been following for the last 4 years are more or stronger than an entire army who they've managed to live this long?
At least it wasn't anybody they made us get to know for a while. They're over that. We're past that.
Yeah, we're past that. Everyone is expendable at this point. This has been like 7 years later. It's all these kids who've grown up, who joined the Survey Corps, and they're expendable. They weren't part of the series. Y'all weren't shooting with us in the gym. None of that stuff. Everyone can die at this point. So everyone's getting destroyed by the military. Eren gets shot in the head. Crazy.
Bruh. Crazy bullets, man. She was spilling out. The shot of it hitting the ground, just a pool of blood.
So he's like temporarily paralyzed, and that's when everyone. I was like, "Yo, y'all really needed like a 73-on-1 advantage to beat this man because he was really." And they're all wondering, I was like, "Yo, why isn't he using the Founding Titan? This would be a great time to use the Founding Titan. Why is no one using the Founding Titan?" And they're essentially like, "Yo," I mean, they find out Gabi ends up putting 2 and 2 together. It's like, "Yo, you need Zeke, who's a Titan of royal blood, to end up using the Fountain Titan." And they're like, "Oh, he must be one of royal blood." And I'm like, "Damn, you learning this way after we did."
No, late as hell. So no communication.
Eren is trying to use his Warhammer Titan powers, but apparently using those powers is a great strain. Similar to every other anime series that's ever existed.
I was about to say, I mean, if you got 3 or 4 different things inside of you, I mean, I gotta assume you're gonna get worn out from it.
They say apparently the Warhammer Titan powers get drawn out, or you get worn out the easiest from using them. Maybe he needs to train with them. I'm thinking this is maybe a Dragon Ball Super situation where it's like,
we know
Eren
ain't doing no training.
Nah, he ain't doing no training. Yo,
This
I'll
ain't one of
make
them
a gun.
shows, y'all.
I'll warhammer a gun or something. I don't know. I'll do something.
There were no training arcs.
Not absolutely. No, there was it was actually a little bit of a
A
training arc.
Titan training arc?
Yeah, there was. I mean, it wasn't a very so in the manga itself. So there's a difference between the manga and the anime itself. So there is a point in the series. I think it might be season 2. This is before. This is when they're using the hardening abilities.
Yeah, no, you're
so
right.
they just
You're
found
right.
out the hardening ability. So they got him like, yo, transform real fast. And then punch something. And then his body was like going to waste. He was like, I can't transform anymore.
Yeah, I remember.
But in the manga, it's like a whole chapter. And they do way more training than that. But in the anime, they were just like, no, we don't do training arcs in the anime. Like, not crazy.
Not for this.
So it's hell, it's mayhem. They're outside. Our heroes are inside. They're in jail still. Until Onyankopon, poor guy.
Bro, this was hard to watch.
He's getting jammed up. Almost got jumped.
Yeah, he got hands, man. I mean, he was beating his ass getting his ass whooped for a minute, man.
Nah, I mean, he was like, yo. He ran downstairs.
Believe me.
He's shivering. He's shaking. He's like, yo, they about to kill Eren. We need y'all to help us. And they're just looking at him as like, all right, he about to release us. When he releases, I'm going to rush him.
Which is exactly what they did. Like,
Connie absolutely rushes it. He was like, yo.
Connie started beating this man's ass.
I mean, he didn't beat his ass, but he definitely gave him like a tall gun too. He was like, yo, I am tired of being betrayed. Every second of this journey, someone turns their back on us. We assume someone are friends. We do this. It was whether it's Bertold, whether it's Annie, whether it's Reiner, whether it's Eren,
I can't blame him for
anybody.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't blame him at all.
Can't blame him.
Man lost his whole family.
But if I hear 500 soldiers plus like 3 Titans against a guy I used to kind of like kick it with, I get it. I understand like questioning like why, but at the same time, like, man, yeah, we got to vote on this, man. You can't just wild out like that. Use your brain for a second, man. We've been locked up. I just let y'all out. You think I'm gonna let you out if I didn't have a reason?
But they're like, yo, why you? They don't trust him.
I know.
Sad because he is like, yo, I had nothing to do with this. It's like, then why'd you lock us in here? It's like, because this bitch was gonna shoot me if I didn't.
Are you crazy? You seen her?
You seen her later? She shot the chef, man. She shot the chef.
Yeah, y'all know what's up. What kind of question is that?
She trigger happy first. She crazy. You know she crazy. Why the hell y'all ain't do something about that?
They had Connie lifting this man up off his feet, bro. Against the wall.
Man. Listen, Onyankopon ain't do nothing but invent the light bulb, the transatlantic transportation railroad. Ain't do nothing but invent peanut butter, the cotton gin. I
ain't know nothing about the wine. I don't know nothing about no wine. I don't know nothing about I don't know. I'm just here, bro. I'm just here. You don't tell me shit.
Listen, him looking like a bitch, but nonetheless, eventually Armin's like, yo, chill. Remember, we're passive.
We're passive.
We're passive. I'm the Colossal Titan, but I don't use my Colossal Titan for evil.
I know I could probably help this and end all this shit right now, but I don't know. I gotta think about it.
Nonetheless, so now they need the prisoners to help save Eren. And everyone's now questioning, like, yo, why should we help Eren? He's trying to euthanize us. I'm trying to have kids. You don't want me to have kids. Why would I do this? But then they're like, yo, that's Zeke's plans. That's not Eren's plans. And they ask, like, yo, Mikasu, do you want to help Eren in this situation? She's like, I do, but I don't know if it's like my Ackerman instinct. My primal instinct is to help this man who clearly called me all types of names like a day before.
He's a jerk, in the face. Bro. He just beat your ass, and I don't know, but
what would you have done? What would you have done? Would you say like, yo, I'm helping Eren, or like?
Well, I gotta look at it on the side of, would he do this for me? I don't know if he would. Not now, at least. Not the way that he is now. But then I feel like nostalgia is gonna kick in here, man. I don't know what happens next episode, but I gotta assume they're gonna help this man out just off like the strength of history.
For
can't
sure.
Go out like that type shit. like, hey, he can be who he gonna be, but we can be the bigger man here, and we can just handle our business.
You know, Armin about to come up with this crazy
Yeah, come
plan.
on, man. Yeah, I'm like, okay,
Yo,
look,
we gonna shoot them
I'm
from
gonna
beneath.
transform. I'm gonna get swallowed, and I'm gonna transform inside the Titan and explode his body. It's gonna be some wild shit like that. That's really what I want to see. I want somebody to turn to a Titan while they're already in
Inside
somebody's mouth. Can you give me that in the final season, part 2, please?
Let me take a look at my
I
crystal
don't
ball.
think that's happening, but that's
It's definitely not happening. This
They missed a clear opportunity. Okay, disappointing.
Listen. Everything's going so this. I mean, that's pretty much the end of this episode. Is them deciding like, yo, do we save this guy or not? Eren's in trouble. He's got a thing through his chest. He's got his brain hanging out. Everything of the rather. We're getting murked completely. All our allied forces. I want to know what Commandus Pixis is doing, because he's like, yo, I'm just a wine drinking. I don't know what to do at this point because I drank the wine, so I'm dead either way. But they're trying to save us. It'll be interesting to see how things kind of go here. So let's say if the Marley army wins, do they take over Paradis? Also, it seems like Zeke is on the way. So what role does Zeke play when he eventually shows up? Is he going to show up like, and save the day? Does he, side with us? Does he side with them? Who does he side with when he shows up? So it's a lot of things coming into play. A lot happened this episode.
Yeah,
There was mostly violence.
Mostly violence. I think if you're gonna set up your part 2 to your last season, I think they stopped at the perfect time. For the part 1, and they started the perfect time for part 2 because it was action packed, but like I said, it wasn't like this amazing. I think it's a good cliffhanger, but I think just going into the rest of the season, it was. I think
we're in the midst of the battle.
At the end of the day, this is still the middle of the season,
right? We're not in a part where I think I think this will come after the fact of like we're in a space where lots of reveals, a lot of things. I mean, I've read it, so I know it's coming, but we're not at that part yet. A lot of this, especially a lot of this thing moving forward, is going to be a lot of fighting. You might get a backstory now and then. You might get we did a flashback.
Maybe something that wasn't in the manga.
Yeah, something along those lines. But otherwise, it's going to be old violence for a couple episodes here on out, which is what everyone kind of likes. I mean, Mappa has done, I think it's a much better, much cleaner 3D modeling for these Titans than they were in the previous one. They look a lot more animated, and which was always the problem. It's like, yo, these things don't look nearly like they look ridiculous. I was like, yo, who put the PS2 engine in these things?
Yeah, some of the intro looks like I caught a little bit of like Chainsaw Man-esque, like that trailer that we got from Chainsaw Man. I think the intro for Attack on Titan has a little bit of that aesthetic too, man, where it's like it's not quite what the show normally looks like, but they did a good job, man. I mean, I think we're in for a run here, and yeah, if they can finish this off and really stamp, maybe the greatest. We don't know. I don't know, but I do want to see the anime obviously play out before I say anything. But man,
absolutely,
I want to watch it in full too, without having to stop. Just to really be like, damn, this was one of them ones. Which we already know it's one of them ones, but
absolutely. So one thing was, we always, for the last probably year or so, we were like, yo, we're gonna review Attack on Titan before we head into this final season thing. But then, as I was over this break, I was like, you know what? It might be better for this entire series to end, and then we go back and look at it, because then we'll be able to look at it as like things we hadn't seen before, things we hadn't noticed before, situations and how they play out and how it affects the grand arc scheme of these characters and the show and the action and stuff like that. So we'll be able to view it kind of in full. So I think that's what we're going to do. Like once this entire show ends, eventually we'll get to the space where keep watching this man get a bullet put through his head. We'll get to the space where like, okay, we can review this kind of in full.
Yeah. A summary on it and just really just sit down and talk about
sit down first season, second season,
yeah,
all of it. But that has been Titan time. Quick other things, man. Listen, the lookout this year, We're obviously back. We're gonna be doing some things. We're gonna be revisiting some old anime.
Yes.
We don't have much plans, but we
What is it?
do
What,
have one thing that we talked about.
was that 50th anniversary? What anniversary is it for you? I said 50. That's funny.
50th. You're insane. You're not
What is
watching
it,
Astro Boy
20th?
and Speed Racer. 30th anniversary.
30th. There you go. Jesus
It
Christ.
is the 30th
Incredible.
anniversary of Yu Yu Hakusho this year.
Yeah.
Therefore, at some point during this year, we will be going to Yu Yu Hakusho. So you guys have that to look forward to.
I hope my GOAT comes back out, and he's just like, I hope Togashi just talking his shit this year, and maybe we'll hear some other news about something else he did.
You know, opening like a theme park or something.
Yeah, another one.
Selling some calendars. Some of those lines. Like, yo.
Mm-hmm.
God bless. But yeah, until then, be on the lookout. I mean, follow us at the Lookout RNC on everything. Follow us at the Lookout on RNC Radio. Of course, you can listen to the Big Eyes podcast, which is all the newest in manga. I'm interested to see what they do this week because there's no manga this week. But
Nothing.
We'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see what kind of how things go. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week with more Titan Talk.
Yeah.